What is up everyone, it's TK, and today we're gonna be taking a look at if the RC charge is completely dead in Town Hall 18 and what happened, why no one is using it, and why people prefer other entries maybe. So this video is gonna explain everything. Now before we dive in, make sure you guys go ahead and claim that eagle monument from the tab of decoration. Once you come all the way to the end, there's gonna be the eagle artillery statue. Yes, something we've been waiting for. Now I have my game audio cut off, but I think like if we put it higher, like let's put it like that, probably have to edit that sound if it's not too loud, but let's tap on it and see this. Man, I missed that, man. I missed that sound. But well, we got it. We finally got it. Now, I really want to show you why the RC charge is dead-ish. Okay, so if we go to the friendly challenge, I'm going to challenge this base. Let's challenge it on just Legends League because obviously we are in Legends League and we try to kind of make sure everything we do is in Legends as content because that is what I personally like the most. The rest of the game, guys, it's just honestly going wild. So let me take an army where I have actually RC charge. Do I even have an army with the... Okay, yeah, we got the Root Rider Valkyrie still saved. Oh, rip the Root Rider Valkyrie. So let me show you why this is dead. So there's gonna be bases in Town Hall 18 with the bomb hive. Now what this defense does is that it basically locks down 4 entries on your RC charge, and depending on your trap placement and testings, if you're a good builder, you can literally lock these down all together, which means you can force other entries. So what do I mean by locking down? Well, as you can see, this defense targets the mortar quite faster. So what we're gonna do is to reach that area a bit earlier. So look at the traps, and guys, not everyone is going to be having perfect invis placements. Now, this is what happens when you go even back-to-back invis. There's going to be traps, there's going to be tornado that pull you into that. Like, bro, that damage, and this is with 3 giant bombs and like 2 spring traps. The tornado, if it wasn't even there, the RC will eventually walk 1 or 2 steps into that bomb. Now, why do I go into the higher area? As I told you, it's because if you start your RC into the mortar, by the time you go to the expo, here, these bombs are just gonna keep on hitting you, and you can't do anything about this. So that's why people will choose the top area, and that's why I have the bomb tower and I have the spring traps. So these 2 entries are completely baited on the scatter shot areas. So what happens is that people will be like, yo, I want to get that fire spitter, and as you can see, there's going to be a very nice narrow path into this area, but it's quite hard to navigate. And let's just go with like really perfect invis placement, maybe slightly off, just to get the RC in a good area. And because I have the Tesla, the RC will come back down, we'll go in front of the bombs, and we're gonna have just invis back to back here. Okay, so let's invis this one, let's make sure she goes in. You can see how the damage just does not let her get through, and if you don't recall her enough, she just dies in her ability, and that's the crazy part, right? And then the other side, without the Giga Bomb, I've done decent amount of traps, so I have tested this base many times to lock down 4 different entries. This is why these bases with the bomb hive just does not give you that value. And then people will be like, yo, this Inferno Tower looks juicy, and a lot of people got Rockaloon. So let's go like this, like that, and let's go with the RC right directly into this area. So we're gonna go with the RC, 1 spring trap, 2, 3, we got another one very soon, 4, and then we obviously have like a few extra stuff in deeper with the RC. And after that, what happens with the RC is that she is gonna go into a lot of damage in the rest of the attack too. So it's like, can you keep the fox alive? And then the CC will be annoying. There is more spring trap. You can see how these are all baits, right? These are more baits than what we used to have in Town Hall 17. Whereas, for example, you would simply just bait 2 fire spitters with every single trap you had. So all the giant bombs will be either on this side or that side. Or if you're in high legends, they would trick you with the Giga Bomb, this area would have been no trap. This area would have decent amount of traps, not many as crazy, but then this entire area would be baited, and an entire Tesla farm to drag your RC down to the bottom from the top side. So that is how we used to bait in Town Hall 17, but due to rock balloons and redirect invis spells, people got through that, and it was just so easy to RC charge even for higher players against high bases. But now with the bomb hive, it's just so impossible. There are bases right now out there that you literally have like 2 RC entries. It's just so hard, and you don't get the funnel. This is the reason why the RC charge is right now not inside the meta. Now that is a good thing. In my opinion, like, we are done with RC charge. It should have been done maybe a few months ago. But right now, Fireball dominates. Yes, Fireball armies are really there to push the limits, right? But there are Fireball bases that defend. Like, look at my defense on... Wait, what is this? Okay, no, we gotta go to ranked mode and then defense. Like, look at this defense, right? Even Stars like failed on this, but he's not doing Fireball, I know, but he changed from Fireball because Fireball is being defended. Like, there are players out there who are defending the Fireball in a massive way. The amount of traps, the fire spitters pointing to outside. One thing I'm doing, like, with my bases too, like, Stars failed here, and then we had Heroia failing here with the Fireball army and the Meteor Golems. Like, you can defend it. This is the thing. That's why some people on the top legends are switching to dragons, and this is what we love. Like, switching, just keep it on. Like, the metas, just switch to whatever works best for that time, and then bases adapt, switch to the other one, bases adapt, switch to another strategy. That is what the strategy game is, right? So the fact that we didn't have this for 2 years is what that makes it really even more enjoyable right now, because we're not used to this many switches. Stars switched armies maybe 3 times, literally. Or was it 4? No, 3 times. First he was doing Root Rider Valkyrie, and I actually have a video of him failing on my base a few weeks back. It was the last season. And then once Gaku and Yara switched to the Fireball Meteor Golem, and the entire Glue Ball just switched to the Fireball Meteor Golem. Stars the same, and then Stars failed with the Fireball Meteor Golem, but he became rank 1 and a lot of other ranks, as you can see probably in the, you know, yeah, Stars, man. What the hell? I mean, this is crazy, but still, like, having Stars switching these armies means he is struggling against some certain bases that he thinks in the future of the game there are going to be even more anti-Fireball bases. One base, guys, I've cooked recently, bro, it's just the most anti-Fireball base you've ever seen, because I love to bait Fireball. It's something that I enjoy. I know that, like, I know the entries, okay? So let me show you. So this base that we were just doing friendly challenges, this is one of the strongest bases I've ever cooked, and I had it on the subscription of Clash Champs and my own membership on YouTube, but it was like a month ago, and you know, it's okay to kind of showcase it now because it had been burnt. But guys, one thing about these bases are the amount of defenses that are a bit further from each other. You can see how, like, these are further from, like, this, like, entire compartment. Like, if you drag the Fireball onto the monolith, just look at this, like, you can get decent value, but then you're so far from the Town Hall, a risk of a 1-star is there, and then still, like, they're only very valuable Fireball on this base that you are not risking too much is on either this bad boy or the Fire Spitter. Now, I want you to take a look at the traps, right? Look at this. Like, the sneezy traps, the traps for the entry point and going into the base is simple. And it's the same on the other side, but the other side doesn't have it. Why? Well, because no one really enters with the Fireball on the left hand side of the base. So if you're trapping your base, this is something you should also be focusing. With the Fireball, it's something that is just automatic. If you have a Rage Tower here and a Rage Tower here, the players aren't gonna go with the Fireball with the Warden on this side, because it's just so hard to put, like, your hand on the screen and it's in front of your face, covering the entire screen. People don't like to do that. So what happens is that they have their hand close by them, because most of the people are right-handed. So the hand is close. So once they are doing the fireball on these areas of the base, what happens is that if the warden goes through too much damage, they can easily take the invis, drop it on him. Take totem, drop it on him. So close. You see how everything happens on the right side of the screen? So you can easily bait the right side more for the fireball. This is a tips and tricks for you guys to kind of make sure you adapt it to your bases. And if you're looking for bases, I mean, we have subscriptions literally up and down for Clash Champs, for my membership, the Iranian community. We have subscription on the Telegram channel, which we just provide so many bases, and they're tested just like this, just like the friendly challenges that I do. They are tested in a way that they lock down areas and entry points, which is what you need in Legends. So if you learned a few things about this, make sure you deploy it on your bases. A lot of people out there are looking for like base tips or like base building guides. I know, because on YouTube, if someone comes and put all the base building guides out there, well, there's gonna be so many people that use that in against them. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And that's the only reason why people like General X or Einstein or people out there who are actual base builders, they don't really have that guide to you, so you don't really understand their methods of baiting and building. But hopefully this video kind of made sure it gives you an idea how can you play around with the bomb hive if you're trying to bait RC charges, how can you lock down areas, and how can you bait another entry which the players don't expect, like that monolith topside entry, which I think I did on the last one. So obviously the 4 entries are blocked. The only entries that the RC can do is through the top side, because the lower side RC can't get the Town Hall anymore. And this is the beauty of Town Hall 18. It's not a defense. It doesn't count as a RC charge entry. It's just so amazing how the meta have shifted. You guys have to put this in perspective. We did not have anything similar to this the last 2 years, even though we had 2 Town Halls. So this meta shift is something that I personally love a lot about the game. And I think my camera is lagging actually right now. Whoa, what the hell? Okay, I will come back. Let me fix this and I will be back. Alright, we're back. So yeah, mostly I wanted to give you a few tips and tricks on how to bait the RC charge. If you still aren't baiting it and you're still receiving the RC charge, these are all the little tips and tricks I could have given you. And also why there aren't any RC charges in the high ranks. And if they are, it's just fails and it's just RC charges going wrong. So it's just so much easier to bait the RC charge in general than the fireball. But the fireball is also happening. It's changing. The meta is shifting. Make sure you're on your toes, making sure you're ready for the meta shift. If your favorite players or favorite content creators are shifting their armies, don't think like, okay, they are just not having a lot of success, or they're hyping something up and then something happens that the army doesn't really quite do its own thing. You can expect the shift of the meta on multiple different armies, especially on the content creator and also the pushers who are pushing in Legends, because the base building meta also shifts. Even though I did a post on Twitter which actually got a lot of likes and views, and yeah, the base building meta is, as you can see, like literally just like that. I mean, like, what do you expect of some armies not working? You know, it's just hard, man. But it's okay. It's okay, and it happens. And sometimes it's good to get a shift in the meta, even if it's a few times a month. Like that's what we all want to see. To see the game change in the better. Who is hitting me? I don't know. I don't know who's hitting me. But guys, again, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. We will have a few more videos very soon. And I want to try something very interesting. And I want to try the RC charge with totem spells on the next video. I don't know if it's going to work. And I want to kind of add the new equipment of the RC, the Frost Flake, to my RC charge to just get a few more value and defenses frozen so we can have the RC charge easier. I don't know if that's going to work. We do not know anything. Literally, I want to do that video because I'm really interested in the RC charges and see how, like, are they actually really there, or can you do it with totem spells? So yeah, if you're interested for that video, make sure you stay tuned on the channel. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you soon in the next one. Take care and peace.